Yeah. Oh. Hello YouTubers and welcome to another episode of the vlogs. Today, as you can tell from the title, we are talking a little bit about mental health, especially a little bit about during the off season and how that can be up and down. I spoke about it after Henley Royal, how it can be sort of a downer because you've started training by yourself, or you got used to training with the team and now the team isn't there. But first things first, we've got a session to do. So it will be similar to yesterday where the intensity isn't too high. Might hop on the bike, but we'll see when we get inside. So let's get to it. And we've finished the erg about 2 splits faster than yesterday, thanks to Yam's motivation. He's the best cheerleader. But today, 153.9, 16k heart rate. A little bit lower today as well. So, body's getting used to doing the mileage again. Had to do 2k, then fix the heart rate strap, and then 14. So I wanted my heart rate to be recorded through the whole thing, but now it's time to go fuel up with Yam, because food is fuel. And we've made it into the crew room to fuel up after that lovely ergo. Like I said, a little bit better than yesterday, a little bit faster, a little bit more comfortable. And that's just the aim of sort of getting back into training and doing the training I'm doing is low pressure, keeping the intensity lower so it is easier, and therefore overall it can actually help with motivation and my mental well-being as well, because when you're working out by yourself and you struggle harder. But Yam's trying to chew his lead even, but we've got the breaded egg toast. Maybe we'll start giving Yam the breaded egg toast. Probably not. Yes, isn't that right? There he is. Yam. So let's get to it. And after fueling up for breakfast, we're fueling up for lunch, and Yam has got his delicious food, because remember, food is fuel, and at the pace he's growing at, he's needing a lot of it. And then we're going to discuss a little bit about mental health and off-season training. Oh yeah. And we've made it back to the house. A little bit of a walk around town, a little bit of variation. Getting Yam used to some of the noises that he needs to be comfortable with, especially when he's going to be a fully grown Great Dane. If he's sort of skittish and nervous of everything, it's going to be quite difficult. But if he's confident in what he's doing when he's fully grown, it'll be that bit more easy. So we're trying to get him nice and socialised just now. But we're talking about mental health, or we're going to talk about mental health, and it is so important. So I don't talk about I'm not talking about like mental fitness or mental strength. If you're on an erg and you're pushing through the pain cave, not that kind of mental health. I'm talking about the mental health of like your mental well-being and how you feel when you're training through the season or the off season. Just how you're feeling within yourself and within your head. And I think that's, it is a massive part of training in general. If you're comfortable with how you're doing, if you're comfortable with your performances, if you're comfortable with how you're getting those performances, then it makes everything so much easier. And it just gives you that little bit boost of confidence, and it affects that motivation as well. And it's absolutely massive. And it's not only sort of building mental resilience. People talk about when you've got good mental health, you're mentally strong. That can be true, but I'm talking about more of that, being aware of what can be good for you mentally. And so that's why this summer I was planning on going a bit of travelling, just getting away outside of sort of Henley and outside of this area. But then I decided, well, why not affect not just my mental health for the summer months, but my sort of whole life really. So that's one of the biggest reasons I got Yam is to help improve my mental health, pretty much. And the reason I chose a Great Dane is because the temperament of Great Danes is generally quite calm, but also the energy requirement for a Dane, although obviously all dogs' energy requirement is high, the energy requirement for a Dane when he's a puppy, he's spending so much energy growing. Like, I can tell a difference of the size of him every single day, but also when he is fully grown, he's just so big, or he will be so big, that he spends a lot of energy just moving around. And they are known as the couch potato of puppies, or dogs anyway. But I went on a little tangent there, talking about mental health. He is going to affect my mental health a great deal. It just gives you, I mean, walking in the door, and well, he'll be with me, but walking in the door and having a puppy just being like, you're here, or after 5 minutes of being away, kind of thing, that makes an improvement. But that's not a thing for all dogs, all pets. Having just someone to depend on, and having someone depend on me as well, makes just a little bit of sort of confidence in each other. And also, I want to talk about mental health through the winter at some point, but having that through the winter, I think for me, my mental health through the winter needs to improve drastically. I think that's where the last few years actually, I've been a bit wobbly, because I think a big part of it is, like, in the summer I feel really good, and going into the winter with the lack of sun, the cold, the darkness when it gets long nights and whatnot, that can greatly affect me. So I'm looking at different things to help there, but Yam will definitely help that. And as well, it's just things that can help you or help me mentally build sort of through off season as well. But things that can help mental health through the season I've already kind of discussed, but like reducing that intensity so that you're not under pressure constantly to, oh my goodness, I've not hit a split, the coach is gonna get mad. Really, it depends on, like, when it's off season, generally the coach is not really, he's paying attention of course, but it's more of a, are you keeping up with things, rather than why are you not going sub 110 or whatever it is. It's more of just the off season is all about taking that pressure off, and if that is dropping intensity, which I've done, so be it. But also remembering, especially at the start of the off season, you get, like, you're already prepped for high speed, high intensity. But for me, like, I'm not prepped for, like, yesterday that 20k, today the 16, I'm not prepped for that at all. So I have to be aware that my body is gonna be a bit surprised by that kind of training. So be aware of where your body is, and be aware of what might happen. So my 20k was quite slow yesterday, 16 was slower, faster than yesterday, but quite slow compared to my normal UT2 split. But like I said, it's taking that intensity off, and also having that sort of awareness of, okay, my body isn't fully geared towards that anaerobic side of things right now, and that long distance, lower intensity stuff, and it will come back, so I have confidence that it will come back, but also just having that in the back of your mind, that you're not getting too stressed. And I think stress is the biggest thing to keep away, or try to keep away during the off season. Hopefully that kind of made sense. I went on a couple of different tangents there, but really mental health is a huge thing. And it's not just, like, people talk about their physical health and their physical fitness, but you can also have your mental health and your mental fitness, which I really believe that that's actually more, when it's fully in control, your mental sort of ability to control your body can push you past the limits that you may think you have, going off of, say, some UT2 scores or a 2k score. But that's a whole nother video, and that will be it for today's video. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, and Yam has decided to take himself a little walk here while we were chatting. Yam, good boy. He's just learning his name, I think. But that will be it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Again, a little bit of variation, hopping on the erg as well, to try and slowly build into training. And as always, Yam Squad, remember to subscribe if you haven't already, hit that like button, and have a good one.